Is it possible to run Resident Evil Village, Shadows of Rose, Winter's Expansion DLC at GTX 1650 or 1050 Ti at medium to high settings on a 1650 or a 1050 Ti? Once again, I am repeating quote unquote 1650 and 1080, I mean the 1050 Ti. It is so because the GTX 1050 Ti is the minimum system requirement for Shadows of Rose DLC. Well, it was the same for the optimum, I mean the original game as well. But what is the problem, guys? What is the problem? Why gamers are unlikely to experience a very good experience on these GPUs? Because we have seen when Resident Evil Village, the base game, was launched, it was plagued with stutters and issues. Now let's quickly take a look at the system requirements and the specific additional notes which the company has laid down. If you just go over here and see at the minimum requirements, you will see 1050 Ti or RX 560 as the bare minimum requirement to run the game at 1080p 30 fps. They are not even targeting 60 fps. If you just only change the setting and set the target to prioritize performance, then you can get 60 fps. But there is one caveat as well, that they are saying estimated performance when set to performance mode 1080p 60 fps, but there is a big but. The performance might drop when graphically intensive scenes. Let me just quickly highlight it for you guys. Frame rate might drop in graphically intensive scenes. Here, as you can see, they have completely said that the frame rate might drop due to graphic intensive scenes. I have never seen literally any game, any company saying that, hey, the frame rate might drop at these settings, at graphic intensive scenes. It is so particularly because of the implementation of de novo DRM. We have seen how the cracker Empress literally removed de novo code and made the game much better, even than the original version. After 5 or 6 months, the game was fixed and stability was returned to the base game, while the pirated version, the Empress cracked version of the game, ran much better without the de novo DRM code. So the de novo DRM is a major culprit behind such high system requirements. Even the bare minimum system requirements start from 1050 Ti. It is a 2021 game, guys. Still 1050 Ti was a bare minimum requirement. So I think if you have a 1650 with a hexa core CPU, you will be able to run the game easily. But if you have a 1650 with quad core CPU, you might face some problems or some low FPS comparatively at medium settings, because when you lower down the settings, if you play at low settings or medium settings, the CPU usage goes high. If the CPU usage goes high above 80%, you might experience some FPS drops. But if it is a hexa core CPU, the CPU usage might stay around 50 to 60% and you might get better FPS. So I think this should be pretty much it, and I hope you got a rough idea of would this game run on your PC or not. If you have anything above 1050 Ti, the game might run absolutely fine on medium to high settings. But if you have anything below 1650, the game might run just pathetic on 1080p if you try to play at high settings. So I think this should be pretty much it, and I will be seeing you in my very next video.